All right, well, we made it through the traffic and we're here at Liam's house, EUC Ungerground headquarters. There he is. He's making noises. What's going on, man?
All right, what's up, man?
I haven't seen the frickin' Cybertruck yet.
Oh, yeah? He's got back from Seattle. Truck that comes in. He has a electric pallet jack. Hey, would you be interested in doing videos with the electric bike? The ES?
You have one of them here?
Yeah.
Dude, I won the is this the one that was at Dude, I won the raffle one.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is actually a really sturdy foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the seats on those Surons and stuff, they just go straight down and you just feel everything. But that's that's nice. Ooh yeah, these are beefy tires.
Yeah. No,
oh, I'm stoked.
Volts,
I can't believe I won this thing,
dude.
dude.
It's 100 volts.
You're sponsoring what, Northwest Electric Fest?
Yeah, and then I'm doing the first one this year is going to be this Eastgate Con.
Yeah, you're sponsoring 2 riders. You already know.
Well, I'm sponsoring 3 just random riders.
Yeah, yeah.
And then our team, of course.
Yeah, of course.
10 people on our team.
Yeah. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, so we'll have a booth out there. Then we're gonna I'm gonna bring some EUCs over there, just train people.
Sick.
Ride EUCs.
Fuck yeah.
So it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
Yep. You gonna go?
Eastgate? I might. I want to. If work doesn't stop me from it, yeah, it's only a 4 or 5 hour drive. So fuck it, I'll go over there.
Yep.
And just hang out.
Crash at the Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, and rock the Falcon.
Yep.
That's a perfect Falcon weekend for me. Yeah. I'm not gonna be street racing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it all opened up and checked out tonight, and then just rip tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
This is what's gonna be on it, or?
I think the pendants are on it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. I mean, if you want one of those, you can have one.
No, I got tires. Okay. I got one of those. I got 241s, 244s.
Yeah. Kind of like a Mach 244.
Yeah, I got tires for days.
I got Law's Xway that he couldn't make it out to his custom Xway.
The 168. What's custom about it?
Oh, he has the his name on it.
Oh, okay. It's like the placard thing.
Yeah.
So Show did really good on the Xway in China on the street course, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's dope.
With
I'm thinking the 134 is going to be awesome for off-road, though. A lot of people like it off-road anyway, the big heavy one.
Oh, yeah. You can't really feel the... Well, you rode it, but...
Yeah.
But you didn't have a chance to get used to it.
Yeah, well, I rode the one that was clapped out.
Oh, okay.
And then we gave Douglas the kind of freshie.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Is there anything else coming up? We got...
Panther.
Ooh, the Panther.
Yeah, it's fork suspension. 119 pounds.
David has one right now, right?
Dave Soto has a prototype.
Hell yeah.
The last
Is he liking
prototype.
it?
Yeah, he loves it.
Sweet.
I mean, Dan wrote it. A lot of the bigger guys wrote it.
It's basically like the new Master Pro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's the suspension's better than Master Pro. It's better than the Xway because it's fork suspension.
Yeah, yeah. Heck yeah, man.
Cool.
And then events-wise, we got what we're talking about, Northwest, and then Eastgate Con's coming up.
Eastgate Con, and then we got 5 events for Electrify Expo.
5 electrified expos.
Yeah, so they added Chicago. We'll have Begode sponsoring. Well, maybe I should. Yeah, I guess whatever.
Heck yeah.
I already talked to them. We'll have a booth out there also.
For the expo?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm going to get out of here before traffic gets too crazy. And take this bad boy home.
Congratulations again.
Hell yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And the Amped Electric Games.
Yeah, thanks for Begode and thanks for Ungerground for sponsoring the prizes all the time. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Stoked. Cool. Move this. And let's use my handy dandy garden tools. Get this thing opened up. So just when we open it up, what do we have? This is a manual. Oh, it tells you how to get it out of transport mode. All right, so first thing we came across in the box is this manual. Ooh, shiny. Yeah, I don't know, it tells you how to take it out of transport mode and please confirm the battery level, charge it before riding. And then it's basically just a brochure after that. Certificate of conformity. I don't know why we need that. This is not for me. I'm one of these guys. All right, cables. Okay, this is for adjusting the suspension. And this is another 5 mil. Oh, let's go into the foam. All right, what is this? This is a wheel? All right, cool. Let's do this with it. Okay, so here's a wheel. Set this right here for now. You see it? There's the charger. I was a little worried for one hot second. What do we got here? 5 amps. Cool. Onto the wheel itself. It's got everything already ready to go on it, so that's awesome. The tire needs some pressure. Looks like this might be pretty tight. That's good. This is a tubeless, which I'm not 1000% convinced on yet. But what I am excited about is this is the same tire. Where's my apex? Oh, this is the same tire, the TNT knobby that's on the apex. So we all want to know kind of how this compares to that. I still just want to know how this compares to a Lynx, but everyone wants to know how this is going to compare to the apex. So I'll keep that in mind when I do start riding it, which will be tomorrow. Let us stand it up. Ooh, satisfying. Peel that off and feel around. There's a button. Hold this and that, and then turn it off and back on. Yeah, I remembered how to do transport mode. That's cool. We all know, you know, it's got a little seat. It's got Velcro on it. Oh, that is way too squishy right now. Okay, so soft and hard. I'm gonna go to hard mode. It's also only got three bars of charge right now. So we're gonna charge it. We're gonna research some things, and then we're going to take it out for a nice little ride tomorrow. That's sweet. I love that the wheels are getting like running lights now. Yeah, anyway, that's your unboxing. This is not a review. I'm just kind of taking it out of the box. We'll say, oh, that weight feels nice. Yeah, it's way too squishy right now though. Like, yeah, it's doing apex things where I can just stand on it and sag like so deep. But I haven't put any air in this little thing yet. Let's do that real quick. It says I can put 100 PSI in this. Butterfingers. There it goes. All right, yeah, so I dropped that. No one saw that though. Let's see what it's got in it right now. Well, it says it has more than 100 in it already. I'm gonna go down to 50 and then pump it back up. That's not really the issue. I'm a little afraid that the issue is just that I like really stiff, really aggressive suspension, and people don't build wheels for me. Crazy though, because like the Leaper Kim 70 pound is like way too much for me. All right, so now I've got fully tightened compression dial. That helps. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, I hear some kind of like, I don't usually like preload, but I'm gonna give it like a one whole turn. And this says it is a 900 pound spring. And I guess I'll just lay this on the nose. Go back and forth like that, wiggling. So we went from soft all the way to hard. Let's see if we like it. Oh, Jesus. Holy. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. It just went from being like a 900 pound spring to like a, I don't know, like a 1500 pound spring. All right, I gotta play with this some more. All the way hard was actually like really hard. Shit, I need like a line on that that other guy, I want to make sure I'm like even. We're gonna go to the next mark down. We'll sit test first. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna be worth messing with for sure. Okay. Very interesting. All right, so that's about as much as I can really mess with in the garage. You know, I might just trust it and not tear it down and retighten all the bolts tonight. I might just go ride it. So yeah, I thought this was cool. Okay, it's kind of just like flashing a bunch, but yeah, this shows you the voltage, current, and percentage charged. Another thing cool though is, you know, it's got like the XD90 connector, and so like I could just plug this right into the pigtail off of my Roger charger, and now I have this super long cable, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so I know it's going to take me a little while to get used to this wheel. Let's cruise around for a second and talk about it. I think it's really interesting that we're starting to see these like adjustable suspensions. This wheel has adjustable suspension, but unlike the Apex, you're not adjusting the height of the suspension, only like the geometry, the way that it uses its 130 millimeters. I haven't done the measurement on this wheel yet, but I'm just gonna assume that it's not 130 millimeters because everyone says that they're always coming up short. I'll do a measurement later. I do hear the clonky weirdness. I have this suspension set up like in the hardest mode right now, like the hardest screw setting. I guess we'll call it the mode. And this has that, it's called like the rudder. I guess they were calling it the TNT knobby, but it says rudder on it, like a boat. Okay, so like the bummer thing that I have about EUCs in general and like their suspension is the rebound. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, it's like, yeah, that thing shoots out like crazy, but like it's not picking my weight up. It doesn't shoot my weight up like crazy. It just shoots the wheel back out. But that's better than the Apex. The Apex was having like a, well, this is day one, like first miles on this wheel, so let's see what happens later. But yeah, the Apex just seemed like the stiction was making the rebound just like so slow. And so I think I was, you know, packing, you can kind of call it like packing the suspension, because like every time it takes a hit, it doesn't get to rebound in time, and then you're taking another hit with already compressed suspension. So it's like you take the first hit and it's fine, but then like the successive hits, you're already like bottoming out because the rebound never pushed the wheel back out into place. Again, I wish I was, you know, better at this kind of stuff, because I could make like a nice video and really explain it, but I tell most people just like, you're gonna have to just like come along for the rides and listen to the thoughts that pop up into my head. And that's why I like to do these you know, real-time sort of videos, not videos where I'm trying to recall what I was feeling later on, doing like voiceovers or something like that. But I mean, yeah, so far this thing's feeling pretty good. Wouldn't say it's like immediately replacing my links or anything, but feeling pretty cozy. And I know that I can adjust the suspension some more, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I have it all the way in the hard position, and I think I kind of cranked the compression. So I'm gonna release the compression like one full 360. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna soak stuff up better now. So I haven't been riding Begodes for a long time, but I've seen this like, you know, in the EUC space. I'm aware about this. The horizontal adjustment, whatever they call it, it's the adjustment that you use to change the
basically the setting your pedals are at. So like I like to ride with my toes up just a little bit. It's that setting. If you turn the wheel off and back on again, you have to like reset that setting. It never just like actually saves. And if people don't notice that, they could be, you know, trying to chase something down and just not realize that you know, that setting that you like is just gone as soon as you turn the wheel off and turn it back on again. So what I'm doing right now is using that setting, but then trying not to turn the wheel off. And then when I do turn the wheel off again, I'm gonna have to redo the setting on my phone. So I think that what I used to do with Begodes when that would happen is I would just calibrate the wheel toes up a little bit. But now that I have a good way, the suspension's feeling good, and I could slow it down even more. Like I could get it softer and still like it, I think. Because the thing here, I think that's happening is, so I'm trying to like put it into like some words that y'all would like accept. And I was talking a little bit with Vince, and he was talking about how, like, you know, people like super plush at the top because it really keeps the traction to the ground. And I'm like, I get that, you know, it totally makes sense, and I get why people would want to have that. But in my mind, like, plush and responsive are, what's the word? Inversely proportional. Okay, so they are related to each other, and you can't increase one without decreasing the other. So yeah, you can get a really plush ride, but you're not going to get the responsiveness that you want. With this wheel, changing it to that hard setting, I'm not losing any travel, but I'm stiffening up that that top end so much that I honestly think I could play with it. I'm at the extreme right now, but I think I could play with it as long as rebound doesn't start to suffer. I'll play with it, and I'll get it to feel a little softer, because it's actually really rigid right now, which I like. Like, some people don't want to feel the ground or the bumps or things like that, but I need to know where they are, because if you watched my my EUC 101 off-roading 101 video, I'm looking for every little piece of the terrain that can help push me in the direction that I want to go. And I need the feedback. I need to feel, did I hit that rock that I was trying to hit to push me a little bit more left on the trail? That's the kind of thing I need to feel. And if you're just, whoa, I clipped a pedal on that. I gotta mess with like pedal turning angle assist or whatever. I like that setting on Begodes, but and it could also be like the it doesn't feel bad though, so I don't think it is. Maybe these pedals are just like wider than I'm used to. And also, yeah, I don't know, this tire needs to be swapped out. I think I will be changing the tire out on this soon. Crap, I lost my chain of thought a little bit, but we're already up top. That's good, and I haven't been like felt like the wheel was holding me back at all. That's another thing that I won't really be able to like tell you why it's happening or what exactly is happening. But if I, you know, like throw my body weight into a turn and all of a sudden the wheel seems like upset or like it's going the wrong way, that's what I mean by like it doesn't feel right. And so far this is actually feeling right. I can't tell you what it is. I really do think it has a lot to do with the how stiff the suspension is. You know, I was able to get it there, and I actually kind of think I could, yeah, there's no, yeah, I can lift up the wheel, right? And, you know, everybody take into account that this is like 3.5 miles on it, right? But I'm gonna keep revisiting this because it was something that I was bothered by on the Apex. The wheel is standing completely tall right now. I can see the motor bolts down there. You know what I mean? Like I can't lift this wheel up anymore. With the Apex, I would get off the wheel and then I would pull it up and it would pull up like an inch or more than that, with like a 1,300 pound coil with like, people thought I was gonna like glaze the Xway or something. I don't want to do that. I just want to explain the best way that I can, because I know it's hard to explain like feelings, but I can't feel like I'm riding well when I'm on the Apex. Every single ride that I took on it was like a battle to try to figure out what the hell was going on. And I really think it's just down to that like extreme plushness. I forgot to change settings, but we're just gonna rock it like this. This is like actually probably too stiff, but fuck it, we're just gonna roll it. I've got Ride Hermes going. Hopefully it's working well. Oh yeah, I could definitely soften this up to start eating up some of those bumps. I am hearing some things. I don't like noise, because noise to me means like something hitting or like vibration or something like that, which, you know, is obviously going to lead to, oh, that's the one that I want to do much better, but not right now. My left foot's always a problem. I'm just gonna have to rely on my right foot. It's a right foot kind of day. And then yeah, I'm still gonna really want my E-Rides pedals. Those help so much. I'm feeling some strangeness in the turns. Can we get Begode to add CRA? That'd be great. Everybody gets a CRA. Okay. Gonna chill a little bit here. Need a little more. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, so the motor's sounding really great. My left pads need to be cinched down a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of the pedals. The spikes don't seem to be gripping very well. They kind of look like spikes that are on the E-Rides pedals, but if you really take a closer look, the points on them are kind of like a star pattern, and the points of the star are like actually not that sharp at all. And I think that's super important when you're gonna make pedals with pins, is you gotta make it like sharp. Imagine if you had like a shoe sitting on top of a can of Coke and you started to tilt it, and then eventually it's just gonna slide off. And now imagine if that can of Coke had a star pattern and was sharp. It's just gonna grip. It's gonna grip the shoe more. It's not gonna just slide. Okay, so yeah, the pedals are not like crazy bad. I am kind of thinking that I'm feeling something, but that also could just be like my pads not being perfect, because I'm very sensitive to that kind of thing. If I haven't mentioned yet, I just literally took the entire setup off of the Apex, the fairing plates and everything, and I just stuck that on here. Oh, they fixed that up. Put some dirt in front of it. It used to be so steep in the front, you were just like hitting a wall. Should mention, this wheel feels a bit tall. Feeling the seat hit like the back of my legs kind of area when I'm doing a lot of body movement. Oh man, though, I can just tell this suspension is amazing. If it doesn't, you know, the stiction thing is not gonna be a problem like with the Apex. What we find, I mean, this is already something we kind of know about. These sorts of bushings are not like a mystery to us right now. We've been on these We know that eventually you're gonna have to replace those bushings or shim them or something, but whew. All right. Sorry, I had to kind of lock in for like my brain to think about what's going on with my feet. I am definitely sliding around on these pedals a lot. I did try to angle them pretty good, but so yeah, the problem is for me, I think this right here where these two knobs are is like where the cutout is of my boot, so that's not touching anything. It's unfortunate for me. It's kind of like Law always said, don't replace spikes, don't replace grip tape with spikes, keep the grip tape and add the spikes. Because yeah, my heel is just sliding around all willy-nilly right here. Whew. I'm gonna have to research if they have E-Rides pedals already for this style, because I know this is a new style of hanger. I think it's a lot wider, so that's good. It's not bad. The apex was really like bothering me in a lot of ways. I'm gonna keep riding this. I still need to figure out what I'm feeling in a couple of these situations. What's important to me is that the tire can push itself easily all the way back up to the top of the travel. You could see when I had the apex out, I would, put my weight on it, and then I would get off of it, and then it would just be sitting down so low until I lifted it up. But this is like returning all the way to the top every time. I like the rebound so far. I think maybe I could slow it down even a little bit. We're just gonna play with that a little.
All right, so I'm back from my ride and I'm gonna go through all the suspension settings. I found Douglas and Turbo's video on their channel, PEV Garage. It's got a really good step-by-step process for setting up your suspension on the Xway, and I think they did a really good job, and what they are doing makes sense to me to, basically undo everything and then kind of start fresh. I'm not gonna like walk you through the entire process. You just go over to PEV Garage and check it out. But I'm gonna keep the camera handy, and if I run into anything worth mentioning, I'll push the button again. I've been turning this collar for a while now. There was a lot of preload just stock. So I'm really excited to, go through the whole PEV Garage process to get this thing figured out, because I don't like preload. And this thing, I've just been turning it for so long, and the spring's still tight in there. That had a lot of preload in it. That's kind of crazy. It's gonna feel a lot different. It's really crazy how much adjustment this suspension has with just like the stock shock. It's kind of like I think if you move away from the stock shock, you're probably gonna lose a lot of performance. It's always hard with the Begode systems to find a mountain bike shock that works, but their shocks have come a really long way. When they started adding, the blue knobs and things like that, for whatever reason, their linkages just don't really work with the mountain bike shocks. I've been turning this thing for so long. I know I'm close because it's getting easier to turn, but that is kind of wild how much preload it had. So I think I'm gonna be able to get this suspension to feel pretty dang good, because it was close enough to make me feel decent on the trail. I got a 429 or 428, which is like, right in the middle of the pack of all my Ride Hermes times on overdrive. I did overdrive 3 times yesterday. That's just kind of what I do whenever I get a new wheel. This is not quite like free spinning still yet, but I can kind of move it. So I'm actually just gonna start going from here. Just to give you an idea of how adjustable this suspension really is, I've got just 50 PSI in here because it says 50 to 100, so I don't know about putting just 0 in it. I got 50 in it. I got soft. I got this like all the way backed out. This matching it. It's not all the way backed out. It's turned in like one whole turn. And then I loosened that collar nut, and now it's just like boom. I can get it to where I have to lift it back up, but it's also like, you know what I mean? It's super squishy now. So yeah, there is like an extreme end on either side, and that makes me excited because I'll be able to find my like Goldilocks zone. I will say, you know, Velcro just doesn't stick to foam very well, but yeah, I'm doing a lot of like this right now to get to the stuff, and yeah, this is just like gone. Whatever adhesive this is like crusty now instead of like, it's almost like they super glued, and like there's like good adhesive that's like sticky here, but then there's like hard crusty adhesive like they super glued like on top of it. I don't know. Anyways, now I'm about one whole 360 turn on the collar nut. It's just like nowhere near the sag that I would want to see. And so I'm thinking, you know, they are just cranking the preload on this 900-pound spring to get it to stand up tall. I'm gonna keep like seeing what I can you know, do with it. Yeah, it's better to have like the correct spring rate rather than just cranking preload to compensate for that. So the problem is though, they always jump from like 900 to like 1300. It's like, if we could get 50-pound increments of this spring available to us, I promise you we would get better performance out of this suspension system if every rider had a different spring to choose from that was in like 50-pound increments, not like skipping hundreds of pounds of increments. And this kind of seems like a nice spring. We'll see how it goes. But they've done so much work, Begode has, they've done so much work to develop their suspension, and I think that they're so close, but it would be really beneficial if we could get a lineup of the springs. You know, stop changing this around. This is kind of working well. Keep it the same size so that you can just work on developing the different spring rates, and give us like gradual increments, not such big wide gaps. This is, I don't know, it just like kind of feels like more what I'm used to. There's kind of like, I can fit like my finger through here. Ow, fuck. Yeah, this one I can't fit my finger through. It just pinched the shit out of me. I'm almost kind of wondering if this is doing what the Extreme Shock did at first and like kind of shrank. It like compressed and never came back. But yeah, this, I don't think I could just use this in there. I don't think the stroke is correct. See, like I can almost, yeah, I can definitely just like put my finger in here. These feel like, this feels like it's probably way heavier than this one. Feels thicker. These ones feel like way thinner. Okay, so I was thinking about what he said in the video. Doug's saying, tighten the preload and then hop on and then jump on it until it feels like you're using all of the travel. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna kind of like follow his guidance on this one. So when I jump on it now, I'm kind of using all of the travel, and it is sitting to where, you know, it's not, like if I just push it down and let it rise back up, I'm not lifting, I can't lift it up anymore. That's about where I'm sitting with the preload. And then it actually didn't end up being as much as I thought it was gonna be. It was probably only like 4 or 5 whole turns. I don't know, this kind of seems like it's gonna be a little too soft for my liking, but I haven't done any of the other adjustments. I know that this does makes a huge difference. So yeah, I'm gonna keep on moving on through the Duggan Turbos video. All right, so I think I've got it in a pretty good spot, ready for the next trail ride that I'm gonna go do like right now. Big thanks to Doug and Turbo for making that video. That really inspired me to actually like take my time and really reset everything and start from zero and build the suspension up kind of like piece by piece. Now I've got a pretty good idea of what I need to move around and adjust when the time comes, and I might need to make adjustments. So now I'm close to like, I don't know, I'm probably close to like somewhere between like 8 to 10 full turns of preload, which is where I would start to, and he mentions this in the video, it's a little text thing down at the bottom, but I did catch it. That's where you start to almost want a higher spring, higher pound rate, higher spring rate, higher pound spring rate? I don't even, okay. Anyway, you'd want to go up in spring rate. There's so much other stuff going around the spring that you can kind of compensate for it in different ways, but it is going to take away some performance that you may not be noticing. But if you want suspension to perform like at its best, you don't want to use a setting that shouldn't be, you know, the authority on sag for sag, stuff like that. Typically your preload and your spring rate is going to be what determines your sag. It's nice that we can kind of compensate using our compression dial and this, you know, changing the geometry. Changing the geometry is almost not a compensation. When you change the geometry, you actually will be changing the spring rate requirement. So having this adjustable geometry is almost kind of like an acceptable compensation for not being able to increase your spring rate. But what if we could have both? At least like maybe like a 300-pound range to choose from. We could still keep all this other stuff as long as this, you know, holds up. And I think it would only be making things better to be able to also select the spring rate. I think that's pretty much all I need to talk about in the garage. Let's get this thing back out on the trail. So we're back out at the trails. This is Sycamore now instead of Greer. I was gonna come out here and help build, but no one's here. All right, I need to change this. Anyway, yeah, the rain kind of screwed some things up, so they're closing down some of these jumps. But I'm gonna go try to find some rocks and stuff. There's a little trail that I can kind of do some quick laps on just to kind of dial in the suspension. Oh, and I've got my my old boots on today. I'm hoping that they can grip a little better. They don't have, you know, the heel thing. I really wish the Dionysies didn't have that like heel raise thing. That is something that I used to always look for in boots, is that it didn't have this. I wanted like the flattest profile, that really like the widest, like most surface area I could get. But these have worked out really well for me with E-Rides pedals. I can't have my feet moving around. I want my feet like glued to the pedals when I ride these things. So yeah, that video definitely helped out. Suspension's feeling really good now. Let me see about like hops. I gotta time the hops a little different. It'll take a little longer because there's more travel. PEV Garage gives you a really good place to start, but everyone's gonna have different preferences of, you know, how they want their suspension to act. This will be a fat bottom out. This will be a good test. Ugh. Well, not very much of a bottom out though, actually. Good little jump here. What's up? I didn't want to harsh his mellow, so let's just leave him alone with his little jump in his camera. That rattly clunky clunk. Oh man, soaks up those big drops real good. I think in my first video I was saying that you're gonna feel bottom outs, but I think that was just I don't know what I was feeling. I don't think I was feeling bottom outs, because that would have been a big bottom out, but it wasn't. I think I just had everything set up so stiff that I was thinking I was bottoming it out when I wasn't even.
Yeah, the suspension is feeling really good. I hate the noise, the little clunky clunk. I want to know what that is. If it's just like, oh man, that looked fun. Should have gone that way. We'll go that way next time. If it's just like, I think it has basically like the same thing that we use to retain our pedals. It has that, like stopping the, let me see, let's take a look at all this. It's using that to like stop the bottom out or whatever, or the top out rather. This is where I added a bunch of dirt. But then the next day they like dug this little hole out. It's like they don't want anyone hitting it right now. Let's torque up this bish. Yeah, so for like a 134 volt wheel, you're not gonna like be missing any power, I don't think, really. Okay, yeah, so they dug the hole right here at the entrance. That might be why they're not out here in the mornings right now. They may have moved to like afternoon, because that's when everyone comes out here and fucks up the jumps. I bet they saw those case marks and were like, we just need to close this off for now. I'm gonna do a couple more laps. I've got to take my dog to get groomed today, so I don't have a ton of time. I just really want to keep putting miles on this wheel so that we can eventually get to, you know, maybe 100 miles or so before the end of the weekend, and be able to give a little bit of a assessment after the miles have gone through it. But dang, other than that strange noise that I hate and the pedals, I don't like the tire very much. So like it's definitely not just like done, but most people would be able to be just fine. I'm just super picky. But I want to put a 241 on. I don't really need to mess with the suspension too much more. I'd love to figure out what is making the like hard clunky noise. I don't think it's just the topping out, because I can feel it, or I can hear it like when I'm still kind of in the middle of the travel. I don't know. Ooh, that's sick. I was like kind of like hoping at least maybe this guy Elias Venkava, I don't know if you guys follow like mountain bike channels, but I do, because especially like Southern California mountain bike channels, it just kind of helps us find trails and stuff like that. It's cool that you know, Venkava, he has a YouTube channel, and he's trying to kind of use his following each year to put up new lines out here in Sycamore. Yeah, I think it's like super important for anyone that can, you know, anyone that has a voice in the community to encourage people to volunteer at their local trails. See if our buddy got his clip and moved on, or if he's still going for the gold. Oh, he's still down there. I think he's done though. All right, we'll get a big old jump to flat in right there. Get our speed back. I don't know if it's the tire or the wheel, but I'm like wobbling kind of a lot. Gun it. Oh. That's like what's always in my head right before I do a jump, is just go faster. Ooh, ah. That's a big old like drop off. Not super big, but it's something that would definitely 1000% bottom out my links. And bottoming out on the links is just something that I've kind of learned to accept. I'm totally okay with it. I don't think the wheel is bad because it bottoms out more than other wheels. I think that, you know, I could put the 70-pound suspension in and it won't bottom out, but I won't like it anymore. I like really aggressive suspension and everything, but a 70-pound, I couldn't like compress it to, you know, get my little bunny hops over rocks and stuff like that. This one, I just got to figure out the timing more. Oh man, I went the wrong way again. I'll say I feel, and I don't know if it's the tire or the pedal height or, you know, what exactly is causing this, but I do feel less stable right now. And to me, it's hard to make comparisons if I don't have everything like identical. And yeah, pedals are a huge thing for me. Pedals, footwear are like something that kind of have to work together, and your side pads as well. And I think we'll continue on now, find something else to play on. Yeah, making any changes, like I kind of had to make a change to my boots because my Dainese, I don't know how to say that word, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Those boots, they were sliding around in the heels like way too much, going down overdrive. Might stop by on overdrive on my way home right now, but I'm feeling good. It's feeling pretty good over the rocks. I think I'm not really bottoming out, and the rocks feel a little bit harsh, so I could probably, I think what I'm gonna do is when I get, I don't know, I have tools and stuff, but I'm thinking I'm gonna move the H a little closer to the S. I'm not full H right now, and it helped a lot with like those initial hits into rocks and stuff like that, and giving me that, like, this is feeling very close to a Lynx in the way that it just pushes down and rises back up now. Hopefully there's not still a bunch of water. I want to take a little bit of a peek. Yeah, there is a little bit of water still. It's kind of surprising how long the water can stick around for out here. It's like the sun's on it and everything, but there's it's just like rock, you know, so it doesn't sink into anything. It just kind of, I think off of this was, oh no, that's different. Yeah, it doesn't like get to seep into the ground. It just sits there in a little pool. Man, I'm saying it, dude. This suspension is not bad. Not bad at all. Let's take some more runs through there. I'm definitely liking it way more today. I think I'm going to attribute that to, you know, it came stock with ridiculous preload, like so much preload, like probably 15 to 20 turns. And yeah, I don't ride that shit. I don't play that. Oh, please don't be water over there. I'm just gonna go right down this. So yeah, I mean, the GoPro really doesn't ever do any of this shit very much justice, but I'm just playing around on stuff like this. And that suspension's feeling super good, actually. I hate that noise. I know that noise like means something, and I want to know what it means. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be a good air wheel. That handle, I don't like that handle for grabs. I know that's probably, nobody's building a wheel for doing freestyle tricks. Like, I love that I'm in this hobby at such like a, I mean, I know it's like 10, 15 years old already, but I feel like I'm still in like the early days of it. And it's like, for the most part, most of our wheels kind of look the same, are the same. Like, I don't know, some of them are like a little bit bigger, some of them have like a little more travel. But it's kind of like, once the suspension wheels came out, it's like everyone, all the manufacturers just kind of diverted to that. But it's like, if you look at the bicycle world, just because there is suspension doesn't mean every bike has to have suspension. You know, BMX race bikes, they are doing massive airs, but it's a different kind of track. It's a very smooth, manicured track. They're not, it's almost like a skate park, how smooth that stuff is. They don't need to soak up any sort of roughness, any sort of bumps. There's no rocks out there. It's just all speed. They need to transfer 100% of their energy that's coming from their body into the wheels, into the tires. Nothing's being slowed down or dampened by suspension or dampening. There's been sort of a trend. I love that we're going back to lightweight off-road. That was like the theme of this year, and that's amazing. You know, that's my world that I live in, and so I love that they're focusing on that more this year. But I think that we need to try more things than just increasing the travel. I think you know, 100 to 130 millimeter, that's about the Goldilocks zone. When you start getting longer travel, I believe that it starts becoming more difficult to make the suspension perform well over that entire distance of travel. So I think, like, you know, if we went to, you know, 150, 200, it just starts getting to where, like, you're just sitting on like this cloud, which I know for some people that feels amazing. But like I said, with the mountain bikes or the bikes, you know, there's different bikes, there's different people, there's all kinds of different things, and we don't just need to take like one common denominator and then tell everyone that this is what we need to be going for. All right, getting a little bit of speed going here. We'll come down this in a second. I just want you to get an idea of what it is that we're going to be coming down. And I don't think this is going to bottom out the Xway at all. Nope, super easy. Ah! The only thing that's getting me right now, honestly, I think is the tire. I'm hoping that once I put the 241 on, that it's going to feel a lot better. I can deal with this though right now. This just feels like when I put a 244 on, it doesn't feel like, you know, I have no control because the suspension is way too plush or like sticking too much. I don't know, just not operating very well. That was a very good little drop, and yeah, no bottom out. Okay, my GoPro might die right now. If it does, it's because I have no more SD card room. If it doesn't, it's because it was a battery that made it die. But okay, so just in case it does die like really soon because it's an SD card thing, I'm like really excited about the Xway. And yeah, I was like very frustrated after the first couple of rides on the Apex, and I, you know, realized that like what was happening to it, and you know, started to learn more of like what to look for and stuff. I'm looking for that on this wheel, and this wheel's not doing any of that, like that stuff. I think this, for me as an off-road rider, especially someone who's basically never messing around on the streets, this is a way better suspension system and like adjustment idea that's like usable. The other one, it's like I was starting to experiment with suspension heights because it kind of does change geometry maybe a little bit. I don't really think it does. I think you're just kind of losing some of the top end of the travel, but that's a discussion for another day. You lose travel, you know, trying to seek that perfect compression ratio. This, you're keeping, I think, for the most part. You might be losing some, I don't know, but it doesn't really seem like it. The same amount of the wheel seems to be sticking out when it was all the way on H or when it was all the way on S. But you're not losing travel to change your compression ratio, essentially. You get to just keep all your travel, and then essentially what it feels like is you're changing the spring rate. When you move that from S down to H, it seems like you're going from like a 900 pound, you're like increasing the spring rate, which I think is awesome. I still think, you know, maybe they already did this. Maybe they already experimented with different spring rates, and this idea ended up being better. You know, Begode has a lot of track, like history, you know, to go back on. Their research and development is gotta be like the most, I don't know, they've tried the most things, sort of thing. They've researched and developed the most out of anyone in electric unicycles, I would believe. I don't think that would be a crazy thing to say. through this real quick. Okay. So yeah, that was a little rough with my pads not being super great. I think this goes this way, yeah. What the what was I saying? Yeah, I really like the things they're doing with the suspension on this as opposed to the Xway. The Xway would be for somebody who, you know, maybe they only want to buy just, you know, casually riding up and over rocks like this. I'm not saying the Apex couldn't do this. This isn't supposed to be like a Apex versus Xway video. I just, like I was saying before, when I rode the Apex, I kept comparing it to the Lynx because that was my wheel. And now that I'm riding the Xway, I'm just comparing it to the Apex because that was the last wheel that I, you know, spent a lot of time thinking about. And a wheel that I kind of had a lot of frustration with, that I'm glad that I'm not so frustrated on this wheel. This wheel I'm like actually excited about. And it's cool because like I won this wheel. I didn't even have to buy it. I paid for the Apex. I paid for myself to be upset. And I still think that there's gonna be, you know, eventually, once other people, I don't want to spend my time and money trying to figure it out, but I think the Apex is a really good platform that is like half finished basically. If like kind of how like the S22 was, how we had to just basically redo the entire slider system for them. The suspension's just, I don't know, I don't like it. I like this better. The Lynx is still my main wheel. It's still going to be my main wheel. But I believe in this wheel, this Xway. I think if I can get the big thing for me is I need to get the pedals that I'm used to. I need to get those pedals on this wheel. So I don't know if E-Rides is like working on that. I know they were working on, perhaps, I don't know, it wasn't even like confirmed, but they were like thinking about maybe making them for the Apex. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, unfortunately Begode changed their hangers. So now I can't just take my pedals off of my Extreme or my Commander Pro and stick them on this wheel, which is, you know, what I thought I was going to be able to do. Once I get my pads set up a little bit more dialed in, honestly, the suspension's feeling real good now. I'm almost basically just doing exactly what Doug and Turbo recommend. Obligatory flat high speed. I mean, I guess this is high speed. It feels fast. Yeah, high speed run. Oh yeah, starting to kind of trust it a little more. Getting into the acceleration. And the braking. I think it's pretty good. I just gotta always remind myself that I'm not on a 150 volt wheel anymore. I'm back down to the 134 volt. I don't think I ever got near the like headroom on the Apex or the Lynx though, so I feel totally comfortable on a 134 volt. And man, does it feel good, like weight wise, you know, like you can just throw it back and forth between your legs. I think it's going to be even better with that 241. This tire doesn't want to, it wants to stay more vertical, and so it's almost like it takes more effort to break away from that gyro, and once you do, it kind of like breaks away real quick. So I'm like, I need that very linear feeling of the tire turning over in the corners and stuff like that. Oh man, this suspension is really doing it for me. Oh yeah. I like I said, I hate that weird noise. Like I mean, definitely not like in love with it. It could definitely be better, but it's performing well. It's just like the noise. I don't like the noise, and I feel like the noise is indication of something that I don't want to happening. This is definitely going to be one of those days where my camera just kind of like turns off for some reason or another. I didn't clear the SD card. So yeah, sorry if this video just like ends really prematurely. I know I'm terrible at like outros and stuff anyway, so I don't think you're really here for the outros or the professional YouTube-isms. I think you're here because you're a lot like me. I kind of want to, this is just going to be like a small part of this video, but I really do appreciate my audience. I started doing this stuff on YouTube because when I got my RS, like one of the first rides that I did on it, I blew up the motherboard, and I just thought that was kind of crazy. And you know, I kind of also thought that you know, for the time that I was, you know, kind of pretty damn good on an electric unicycle for only having like 1 month under my belt. I was already kind of doing some cool trails out there in the desert where I was working, and you know, I've never really tried to like promote my YouTube channel very much, or like, you know, really like be a YouTuber about it. I'm starting to kind of get a little bit of a taste for that now, and you know, you see these other people making really great videos, and you're like, oh, I wonder if I can even get close to that. But yeah, for the general idea of this is I just want to say thank you to anyone that's hit that subscribe button. You know, I don't really ask for it. It doesn't really help me out in any way. If anything, it just helps the community around, you know, badass off-road electric unicycles to grow. And you know, I'm doing my part to try to really explain how I feel and think about the electric unicycles that we have and where I think we could get with them. And I know I don't make like a short, simple video for people to follow. You kind of just have to be along for the ride, and you kind of like, well, you can agree with me or disagree with me, that's fine. But I want to thank all of you for, you know, being here, and it gives me, like, when I see the people liking the videos and, you know, engaging, it just makes me want to do it more. It gives me, you know, something to do when I'm at work too. I love when I can post a video on the weekend, and then all week at work I can talk to people about, you know, the things that I just posted. That's like a huge motivator for me to keep doing YouTube videos. It just makes my day go by faster at work, and I get to think about unicycles, you know. It's great. So yeah, it's just I'm not you don't got to do anything, you don't got to notify, you don't got to hit any of the buttons, you don't got to subscribe, you don't got to do any of that. I never ask for it. I don't care about my YouTube channel that much unless it, you know, it can help, unless it's doing something proactive, productive to make unicycling better, or to give me something to do when I'm at work, you know, have fun with the comments and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that all of you are here are, you know, real ones, basically. And you're just, I don't know, I feel a little bit of like a camaraderie with every one of y'all, because I know that, like, I'm not your typical YouTube guy on, you know, EUC YouTube. I'm nowhere like a Wrong Way or like a Chooch or anything like that, you know. There's not really any incentive for me to push wheels to you guys. There's a small, I will say, to be completely 1000% transparent, I am on the EUC Ungerground team, and I get a very small kickback if you use my code to buy a Begode wheel from them. But that does not automatically mean that I'm gonna try to like push Begode wheels on you. I raced my Lynx at the Amped Electric Games. I raced my S22 at the Amped Electric Games. Those are the two, those are when I won. Those are my like big first places. I know I wouldn't have gone anywhere near third place at those races in 2023 if I was on the S22. But yeah, I had to get a master for those because they were not downhill races. But what I'm trying to say is like, I'm not saying you have to trust me or like, oh, you can trust me, but like, I don't really have an incentive to push wheels. I see a lot, you know, I'm gonna use Chooch as an example. Like, you know, every one of his videos is just like, this is a great wheel, here's an affiliate link. I don't care if you use my link. I've said it in videos, you know, if you don't like me, use Law's link, use Turbo's link, use Doug's link, use Grace's link, like, use anyone's link. I just want you guys to save money if you can save money, and that's a wheel that you want. There's a million different people, and there's wheels for everybody. If you happen to want a Begode, you can use our codes. But I'm not like spending my energy trying to push wheels. And I know that a lot of people are gonna think that I'm just liking the Apex or the Xway more than the Apex because I get some sort of incentive, and that's just not it. Just literally, I don't care if you use my code. You can use anyone else's code. I literally do not care. I just, like I said, I want transparency. I 1000% think that the Xway is better than the Apex for off-roading. I don't have any use for, you know, changing the height of the wheel's suspension. I think that changing basically the compression ratio of the 130 millimeters or 110 millimeters, I still haven't measured it yet. I don't care how much travel there is. That's just a number. I care about how well it works. And while I still would prefer my links right now, I am excited about the Xway. I think it's gonna be like, I think I'm actually gonna have a lot of fun with it. I'm gonna ride it around a lot, and I'm looking forward to that. It's not gonna be like work. I honestly felt like the Apex was like work. It was a, you know, a pre-production model demo wheel. They got loaned to me, and I really wanted to be like the first person that got this badass wheel, and I was gonna, you know, be so stoked and be like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever, I'm so excited, and I'm like the only one that has one right now. But I was like kind of just like, dang, this thing's not really like not actually doing it for me. I'm not actually excited about it after, you know, a couple of rides on it and then getting issues and really digging into the wheel and seeing like that, oh, I'm getting stopped like by this. And then like, oh, even if it does move 150 millimeters, it's gonna sag like 50% anyway, so you're not actually getting 150 millimeters of travel ever. And anyways, I've talked about that too much. Yeah, I thought that was gonna go way different, and it almost seems like people thought that was like a plan, that I was gonna just trash and try to tank sales of the Apex and then get the Xway and try to glaze it and be like, oh, this is amazing, support EUC Ungerground and use my link to save money or whatever the and I mean, I understand 1000% that that's what it looks like, and I would have actually liked the Xway to be worse so that I could not be very happy with it. But I'm just 1000% honesty. I don't like that the horizontal adjustment that doesn't save. Apparently that's like a thing with Begode, and Begode knows about it and they don't want to change it. People think you can just recalibrate the wheel however you want it, but then when you do that, it's like having the issues with the Lynx and the Apex before CRA came out. And so I'm also wondering, like, Begodes have pedal angle adjustment or angle compensation, something, that other feature, you know. I'm wondering if that is basically like a CRA for Begodes, and they've had it for like way longer. But the thing is, if you use just the pedal, the horizontal tilt adjustment, the thing that you're supposed to be able to use to set your pedal height, you don't get any weird stuff. You don't need CRA to like compensate for things when the pedals were just like set by the horizontal angle adjustment. But then the problem is, every time you turn the wheel off, it resets to 0. And it's like, Is it really that hard to get a setting to just like stick? It seems like this is like a thing that people have been talking about, and Begode's like, we can't do that. But it's like, if you know, you've already come up with angle compensation adjustment, I think that's way harder than just making a setting stick, a setting that just keeps resetting to default. And then, you know, this, if anyone cares, I think that also means that when you are, because the links in the Apex, they have that setting where you can adjust the pedal. I guess we'll just call it horizontal. I don't think it's horizontal, like it doesn't make any sense, but I'll just call it, you know, you can bring your toes up with a setting. It doesn't reset when the wheel turns off, but it coincides, it induces the weird pedal behavior. It doesn't matter if you calibrate the wheel back or if you use the setting to bring your toes up, or, you know, tilt the wheel back. So the Begodes don't do that. When you use the setting to turn the wheels, tilt the wheel back, and then you do the 180 test, it doesn't do the weird thing. I'll make a video about it if you don't know what I'm talking about. And so that makes me think that the Limperkims and the Apexes, they're not just like changing the setting, they're actually like changing the calibration of the wheel. Okay, I've talked way too much in the last like 20 minutes. No one's gonna listen to all that, but let's go ride. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been trying to do my part and help out with Fabian when he's digging.
You were digging with Fabian the other day, right?
Yeah, no, I was trying to do that right now too, but he's not here.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up?
Cal,
how's it going?
Yeah, I think I saw you. I was riding up the other day and you guys were digging the new jump line.
I'm trying to help out as much as I can this year. Yeah, I'll see you guys.
Yeah,
have a good one. Always nice to put on a little bit of a show for the bikes, and then yeah, I'm trying to give back as much as I can with the whole digging as much as I can this year. Let's take it down this little lane right here. I'm having a little bit of that that same thing. I think it's just because the wheel's taller. It was kind of, I'm used to, you know, how much effort I have to put in to accelerate the links. When I put that much effort into like the Apex or the Xway, it doesn't seem like it's enough. And like, this is not the 168 volt Xway or anything, but yeah, it just doesn't really seem like enough. Blah blah blah. Dang it, dude, my mind gets lost sometimes when I see rocks. Yeah, it's just like I need to give it a little more oomph. And so I'm wondering if I can just, you know, it would be great if Begode had the, you know, 1 to 100 pedals stiffness setting, but I'm almost wondering with this wheel if I would like medium mode. I'm not gonna try it right now because I'm having too much fun. Oh yeah, I forgot I can't really do much here anymore. They put a bunch of stuff in the way. They don't care about these little ones though. Whee! Just for the sake of this video is probably already way too long for like how much riding I've actually done in it. I think we're gonna call it a done deal right here. Thanks for being here. I love it that you guys like these videos. This is the kind of videos that I would probably watch if I was watching more YouTubes. If you guys have any channels that are like mine, put those down in the comments below, because I'm always looking for like off-road EUC content, and I don't know, I don't see a whole lot of it out there. So let's, you know, rising tide raises all ships kind of thing. If you can share those other channels, maybe you have an off-road channel, just, you know, make yourself known down there in the comments for people to check you out. I'll definitely check you out. Everything that pops up into my feed, like around EUCs, just tends to be like, I don't know, I get like a lot of Wheel Good Time, I get a lot of Wrong Way, and I'm sure you kind of get that vibe that I'm talking about. There's this like YouTuber kind of vibe that I don't really care about. I really just want to see more people riding and doing cool shit and making content. I know there's so many people out there like, you know, Nico, Ethan, Zach, Doug. I hope they're all out there riding as much as I imagine they're all out there riding. And I would love it if those guys would start just like, I don't know, recording and making some more videos. Probably stuff's like posted to Facebook, but I don't know, that stuff all just comes and goes. And I don't know, it's not like content that I can just throw on my TV while I'm, you know, getting a smoke session on or something like that. Hearts in chat for all of the stoners. What was I doing? I could have jumped this just now, but I just stopped. Yeah!